Okay, so in my IntelliJ application, I've reached in my Spring Boot application rather. I'm sorry, a little early. Um, I went ahead and created. Uh, I've brought in my template. I split it into so that it had fragments, and my program list page is looking pretty much the way that I want it to. It's coming up like this. Now I need a page that when someone clicks on the link, that it will then go to a detail page about that program. So I need to design the detail page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for right now back to um, um, I'm losing my mind. I'm going to go back to WebStorm. So let me minimize IntelliJ, and then I'm back at WebStorm. And what I've done is I created a new file called programdetail.html. And in program detail, I went with program. I took the program page, and when I looked at the structure, I collapsed the header because I want the header to stay the same. And then after the header is a container that's full, and then after that is the footer, which I'm collapsing because I want the footer to stay the same. And inside the container full, there's one called content wrapper, and inside there is something called page heading. And the page heading is this part up here, this bar at the top, with a title of some type and our breadcrumbs. I want to keep that style the same too. I want everything to start with these cards or whatever that goes here in the middle. So I'm going to leave my page the same, except all the different stuff seems to be inside this container fluid piece right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all that out. And so that's what I did in program detail. So if you open up container fluid, as you can see, it's empty. There's nothing there. So if I were to go to my program detail page, um, it would look like this. Okay. Now, I need to have a design of some kind that'll show detail about my application. So let's take a look back at the original template to see what are the pieces that I might use. So right now I'm seeing a lot of tiles, but it's really messy. But if I go over here to UI elements and go to typography, I can get a sense of what a cell with just text would look like. So I'm thinking I want a title with a description, and oh yeah, after the description, I want some data points with data about those data points. And then perhaps after that, I might want a list of some kind. Let's say, let me shrink that down a little bit. I want a list of some kind that would show like the upcoming sessions of that particular program. All right, so let's start with the typography. So if I come here, and where's my paragraph again? Okay, here's my paragraph. If I right click on that and say inspect, it'll give us, I'm using Chrome, it'll give us detail about it. And notice as I highlight over here, I can see exactly what level I need to go to get the code that I want. So this is all inside of a row tag, but I don't want everything on the page. I just want this, I think. Hold on, let me expand it back out again. Um, yeah, that looks good. So let me go ahead and inspect that again and say I want to grab this much of the card. I don't want the whole row, I just want this. So let me go here, right click, copy element, and bring that into here. And I think I want this to be inside of a row tag. If not, we can cut it out. But let's see what's what. Paste. Save. And then if I go to here and say refresh, okay, cool. Um, I've got my title with my paragraph. It goes the full length of the page though. I feel like I need something else over there on the right. I don't know that I want it to go the full width of the page. So let me hold on a second. Let me try this, our old standard from Basic Bootstrap. So if I wrap this in a div of class equals call mid 8, and then after that I have a div of class call mid 4, let's take a look at how that changes our page. Okay, that's more of what I was looking for. All right. So I said I wanted this information, my description, the name of my program. So let me go ahead and change that to make it look more accurate. So in here, I would say Codework Academy 8-week Java Bootcamp. And then we got Lorem Ipsum in here. That's fine. So save, come back here, refresh. Awesome. All right. Now what did we want? We wanted some text after that. So going back to typography, page, yes, we wanted this. So if I right click again and hit inspect, it pops me down to this area. And then I can just move up the list until I can get the lowest level that has everything I want. Now I don't know that I need the title again. I think I just need the body. I think I need this. So let me copy this element, come back here, and we said we are going to leave the title alone. And then after the paragraph body, we're going to put this new body that we're pasting in. And let's see how that looks. Refresh. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, we want different information to be there. So we might want something along the lines of private or public. Tax deductible. Veteran preference, etc. Just to get an idea of what it looks like. Yes, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, now on this right hand side, I'm going to want, I guess, a picture related to the program and maybe some highlight information. And on the bottom, I'm going to want a list of upcoming sessions of the program. So let's go back here, and this time I want a list. I don't know what kind, I don't know where the list is that we're going to find. Now I could go with this list. I could go with this list. I could go with this list. That would be interesting. So, for instance, it might go December 4th, Java Bootcamp, December 5th, Data Bootcamp, January 1st, Cyber Bootcamp. The fact that it's available in Tacoma Park and available in Gaithersburg as subpoints. That would be a way to do it. And if it's just informational, but I'm probably actually, let's try it that way. So right click, inspect. So I think I want the entire thing. So let's go ahead and copy this. I don't know why it says MB4 on the end. That might be a problem, but let me go ahead and copy this element. Put this at the bottom of my list. Sorry if this is a little choppy, but I'm literally writing this live. I'm not like pre-writing it and then recording it. So one could say you're getting the good stuff. One could also say you're getting the dross. So let me paste that in there. Let's come back here, refresh. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's come here and say upcoming sessions, and November 9th. Cyber Bootcamp. December 9th. Data Bootcamp. And if the Data Bootcamp is going to be in two places, then I'm going to want to put this in there. So it would go inside of the list item. Alright, I can do that. And that's going to be available in Tacoma Park. And at Manakee, which would suggest that for these other ones I would also want to put the location. GVTC, Gaithersburg, Tacoma Park. Okay, cool. And then I can just trash the rest of this. I mean, it's there as an example, but it doesn't really make sense for my usage, and I want to get a sense of how the entire thing looks. So I've refreshed that. I've saved that. Refresh upcoming sessions. That works for me. All right, so now we got to deal with this right side over here. So this is looking a little plain. I might want a picture to brighten it up, the usual. And I want a link up here, but I can get to that later. So coming back to my HTML, I have my colmid 8. So inside of my colmid 4, this other column on the right hand side, I'm going to want a card with a picture. So I wonder if I can just go grab a card. So let's take a look at my cards. Something like one of these. Right, so inspect. Yeah, let's go with this one. Inspect. All right. So copy element. Come over here. Paste. Now I don't have the product 8 image in my little mini site, so I'm just going to change it to the product 5 image because it's an image I already have, so I don't have to copy anything else. That looks right. So if we come here and hit refresh, okay, hate it. I wanted something a little flashier, but I don't see them using images so much as a display item over here. Oh, wait a minute. This is an image with air around it. This is the one I think I want. So let's go back and hit inspect again. Right. All right, so let me copy this element, go back here, undo, and then paste in the one that I want. And that's an image I actually have. Okay, let's come back here, refresh it. Yes, okay. Da, 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 da. I'm not really sure what the image is over here for. So they might want to have an image to go with their program. Um, and then they'd want text under it for some reason. I'll add that later, but it just makes the page seem a little more balanced now. And so if it should be responsive, what should happen is as I collapse this, it should automatically reflow, which it does. And the picture shows up below the upcoming sessions, and really the picture is less important than that vital information. So I think I have a style that works. Now, before I move any farther, one more thing I need to check. Let's go to inspect and go to console. So I have some warnings, but I don't have any errors. So there's nothing that's unlinked. So this is what I'm going to use moving forward into my application. Awesome. So let's go ahead and grab all of this. And actually, I don't need all of it because if I look and take a look at my application, my home page, I took out the header, and I probably should have taken out the page heading as well. But right now, I just need what goes inside the wrapper for this page. So let me go ahead and create a new HTML file called program detail. And I want to take everything in the home page, copy it, put it into the program detail page. And paste it. But then I'm going to take what's not the page heading, the stuff that's inside of the container fluid, and cut it. And then I'm going to grab the stuff that I just did, which was this row item inside of container fluid. Copy that, paste it inside of here. All right. So I have my detail page. Now, arguably, what I'm going to want to happen is something like this. I'm going to want request mapping slash program slash ID, right? And then public string show program detail. And then return program detail. Now we'll get to all the wiring in a minute, but right now what I'm going to want to happen is my home page needs to have a link. So on one of these cards, this link that I created would now actually go to normally I would have to put a th here. I think I can get away with not doing it. Let's find out. So I'm going to put a slash detail slash one for here because I'm not really trying to wire it up. I just need to see how this will flow. So what should happen is this will pop up with a link. When I press the link, it'll take me to my other template. Let's see what happens. All right, so it's running and doing its thing. Localhost, and when I press my link, it did go to detail one. Yes, awesome. It had no explicit mapping for error, status not found, 404 error, and I need to figure out what the heck that was. So home controller. Oh, it wasn't detail, it was program. Okay, so let's just change that down and dirty right now. So I'm going to say program. Awesome. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. So I have some things to fix, but ultimately the flow will work. So first off, I need to go to my home page and change that from detail slash one to program slash one. Secondly, what happened? What is all this? So if we go to inspect and look at console to see what our errors are, custom JS, product 3, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So what happened is this. Because we're asking for URL slash program and our path on our page for what we're loading starts with assets without a leading slash, it is looking for it at localhost 8080 slash program slash assets. So I need to go back and put leading slashes in front of all my links in order to make this page work. So for instance, if I come in here, and it worked on the home page because the URL for the home page is just a slash. So that's on me. Let's go back here and say leading slash, leading slash, leading slash. All right, and the same thing for the CSS stuff up here. Save it all. Actually, I'm gonna have to rerun because I'm not using auto reload. And then once that's done, come back here, hit refresh. Okay. And so there should just be some images. Right. So, and the images have the same problem. The images need to be loaded properly, so to speak. So if I come back here and go to console, product 3, logo, small logo, and about, makes perfect sense. So the same issue applies. I need a leading slash for my images. So here the product 3 image needs a leading slash, and my logo stuff, which is on my base template, I believe it was in my header, so I need a leading slash here. What else was it telling me there was an error on? Logo 2, small logo, and about 1. Logo 2, okay. That needs a leading slash. About 1 needs a leading slash. All right, so save all of that, refresh. And I'm just testing if it works. I still need to change everything on the home page because I'm probably going to be copying things from the home page in the future, though we could actually break those out into fragments. So once this is done, we're going to come back here, reload this page. Yes, awesome. Okay, so we have our detail template kind of integrated, and now we're going to need to break this out and have this show, for instance, the description field, and these to show the actual data from the actual fields of our model. And this image, well, to get that image, we're going to have to do the Cloudinary stuff. So let me fix my fragments, and then we'll close out this lesson. And then the next lesson, we'll go ahead and integrate Cloudinary because I think it's about time for that. All right. So, what did I say that I was going to do? All right. We're going to fix those fragments so that we don't have to touch this again. So we're going to come back here, and inside of home page, we're going to put in our leading slashes here. Here, 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 and here. And the same thing for our JavaScript links at the bottom. And really, on my base HTML, I want to have, I have a footer one. I also want, okay, so I want to include a th block tag here. And inside of it, I want all of this stuff. Cut, go to base, place. And so what we're trying to get at is replacing everything that it's a don't repeat yourself mentality. So everything that repeats, we want to replace. So I'm probably going to want to do one here as well. Th block, and then go to home page, and then grab all of this, cut, paste. Okay. Now, it's not enough to have the blocks need to have a name. So this would be layout fragment CSS links, and then this one down here would be layout fragment JS links, because that just makes sense. Okay, so with that saved, and home page now has these two gaps in it, let's go ahead and say th block th replace. I haven't done this in a while. I think this is how this works. I'm not sure. CSS links, copy, then come down here, paste, and this would be JS links, save it, rerun it. Ooh. Fragment could not be resolved. How do I do this again? I think I'm mixing dialects. I'm using Oh, I'm using the layout dialect. I'm using, oh, yeah. I'm sorry, forgot all about that. I'm using the layout dialect instead of the replace dialect. So if I'm using replace here, what I needed to use, scroll up, here would have been th fragment and th fragment, I believe. All right, so let's rerun that. Come back here, refresh, and my page loads. And let's see if I have any errors. Console. All right, nothing new missing or that it can't find, which is what I wanted and what I expected. So given that that now works, I would then include that on my other page as well. So I would grab this guy and go to program detail. And now if I add new links or styles or whatever, I don't have to add them on a page by page basis. I can just add them to the base. Well, I don't need to explain to you why fragments are powerful. Come down here. Paste. And you've got red. Okay, that tag is actually closed, but the error it sees down here is this div closes nothing. Li tag, this li is not closed. That's my bad. It's saying that the ul is not closed. Alright, I got no red, though I've got some warnings, but I can worry about that at another time. Everything about this is done. We did it in 30 minutes. So we have a new page included as part of our application. We've used fragments to not only take care of structure, but also to take care of the links that provide our style. And we've dealt with the problem of our application not being able to load pages that use endpoints other than slash, because we put the leading slashes on all of our links so it could find stuff in the assets folders properly. It's a good amount of work. In the very next one, I promise, we'll do Cloudinary, and then we will start building out more of our data structure and start dealing with the forms. Thank you.